So Pookie, Randy, you've known Kris Keefer for a long time. Stayed at his house, right? Know the family well. I've known you for a long time, Kris.
Yep.
We've had many conversations about many topics.
Yep.
Pookie, as of you,
Many
a lot of live
intimate
music together. You
Lot
guys
of-
have been to.
music
a lot of
conversations.
concerts we've been to
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
A lot of music stories. Name the tune, everything else.
She's a huge AC fan. Right?
Huge AC fan.
fan.
She's a huge Blink-182 fan.
Yep.
Loves
Huge Blink-182 fan.
huge one Blink-182 fan.
Went nuts over that album
Keefer,
last summer.
you love Blink and Angels and Airwaves. You're both guy.
Yep.
All of this. Somehow this weekend, you chose to drop a story on us.
Yeah.
And Randy was in the same boat. Like,
Blown away.
shocked.
Like, how does that never come to the surface? How does that never pop up in just conversation?
I just
So-
honestly forgot.
Oh, yeah, no, I always
Oh,
forget
what?
about this stuff.
I
Yeah.
forget about that
yeah.
too.
About it, and
Yeah.
100 times we talked about Blink-182
Yeah.
last
I know.
summer.
Yeah, so go
Wait,
ahead.
just wait.
I will say I did mention this to you that I was at the Blink concert when we did our, what would you call those podcasts we did back in the day? The music podcast that you did?
Oh, sound check?
Sound check.
Yep.
I mentioned that. So you don't remember. But I did mention it. But we didn't fully talk about it.
Well,
So
we've seen the night he doesn't listen.
right when I met Heather, I went to a Blink-182 concert at Irvine Spectrum. And I was with my buddy, and we went down to the pit where everybody hangs out and, moshes and does the shit, right? So I'm down there, and they're like halfway through their set. And they start playing All the Small Things, right? And
Great song.
they just stop. And Mark's like, fuck it. I don't want to play this song anymore. I play it too much. And everyone's like, what? And, of course, everyone's like,
Was
"Ooh."
Tom in the band?
Tom's there, Travis. And they're like, you know what? We're tired of playing this song. We don't want to play it anymore. We want someone else to play it. So originally I thought someone was going to come on stage, blah, blah, blah. They're like, nope. Who can play the fucking guitar? Like, who can play the guitar? And everybody's like, woo! And Mark's like, you can't be lying. If you can play the guitar, raise your hand, scream, we'll get you up here.
Oh, he's so cool.
So some guy's like, yeah, I can play. He's like, you lying? And he's like, no. He's like, pull him up there. Same thing. Bass did the same thing. And then who can play the drums? And I can play the drums a little bit.
You can.
And I raised my hands.
Look at the gleam in her
Yeah,
eyes.
no, her panties just
You
dropped.
remember? You remember when you guys first started
If she
dating?
was
She had that
learning.
look.
Yeah.
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 And
You
I'm
can
like,
play the drums. Yeah.
I can. And I'm not saying play the drums, but I can keep a beat,
Okay.
right? I'm not saying all over the hill, but I can. I've learned a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm screaming, I play. And they're like, are you lying? I'm like, no, I can play. They call me up there.
Mark talked to you. He spoke
Yes.
right to you.
I get up on stage. I'm freaking out, right? I walk back. Travis says, hey, what's up, man? You can really play? And I'm like, yeah, I can play a little bit. He's like, you know our songs? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you serious? And I'm like, yeah. So he calls me back there. There's like some, the glass is up, and I'm out looking over the stage. He's like, okay. He just told me, keep this beat. And then mix it up. I forgot the word what he said, but he said there's two types of beats that we had to do, and it was simple beats, right? And he's like, just do that now. So I go, okay. The guy's playing the guitar. The other dude from the seats are playing the bass. And he's like, you guys fucking ready? And we're like, yeah. I thought this was gonna be a joke. We played Mark sang All Small Things while I drummed. That guy played guitar and bass. And so
And he just drops this story on us
as it ends
for the first time.
And of course, I messed up a couple times, but then Travis is in the corner, just like, just play through it. He's like, just play through it. And I'm sure it wasn't great, but it was tight enough up front, I feel like, and I kept it together.
Playing
Yeah.
Blink. Yeah.
And then at the end, we all finished, and I was like, it's unbelievable. Besides riding dirt bikes, that's probably the most adrenaline that I've had. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, okay, it's done. I was getting up. He's like, fuck that. There's only one way off the stage. Everyone stage dives. You got to get off. And then all of us stage dive out in the crowd.
What year was this?
Oh, my God. It's
Heather wasn't there.
Heather. I just started dating
Yeah.
Heather, so maybe 17 years ago, 18 years ago. That's why I don't. That's why I don't.
Drumming.
Blink-182. Jeez.
Pookie didn't take her eyes off Kris that whole
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Just locked
No, I'm
in.
done. Once again,
She's
Keefer
glistening.
is elevated. Just
So-
I can't
Glistening.
believe you never told us this before.
thank you.
Exactly.
I mentioned it to Steve.
No, never did.
If you go back to the sound check, you'll hear it. Like I mentioned it.
I mean, it's possible.
We may have to review the tapes.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a pretty big bomb to just glaze
Yeah.
over. But
Just a
yeah.
huge.
And I tell it so many times, I feel bad. Sometimes I double up on the story, and it's like, dude, I heard that already. And I thought I would have told you already, so I didn't want to
Yeah,
say it.
you know, just went on stage with Blink. Like, no big deal.
But I
If
mentioned
Steve
it.
went on stage with anybody, you would never hear the end of it ever.
No.
It's like his dream in life.
Yeah.
Well, he told me about Bono when Bono brought someone up.
Yeah.
And he always wishes it's him, even though it's always a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was an amazing experience. I'll never forget it. And it
Hey, come on. You know how to play Dreams? To me, like Sammy. Like,
would
know
you
how to-
choke?
You know how to
think?
sing Dreams?
You think you choke?
No.
I
God.
photoshopped Steve's
saw that
head
start.
on
You saw that
on
start.
what's his name's face, and it's him and Sammy up on the stage, and it looks so real. And every time I see it, I
Yeah. I mean, like,
I died
that's
laughing.
like my ultimate. Well, Randy was on stage with Van Halen or whatever those guys are called. What-
Van
what-
Halen Nation. And,
Van
it,
Halen
wasn't, and
Nation.
it wasn't the stage. It was just at Robbie's place of work.
Randy did get to sing with Van Halen Nation.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Right, right.
It was a
He's
cool
like-
experience for me.
You're like the Phil Nicoletti of drummers. You just got to fill in there
Yeah.
for that
I was
song.
Yeah.
a fill-in drummer.
Yeah.
Fill in drummer.
Amazing. Amazing story.
And it was like at that time where the phones were so old, like I don't think we actually, you had the Nokia
Yeah, we
8700.
wouldn't
Like,
think
how
to,
the fuck are you gonna get a
have
picture?
your
Right?
phone out. Yeah.
Right, right. So, yeah, there you go.
Oh, if
Another
anybody
reason for you
has
to.
any memories of that or proof, I would just die.
So, do you remember